Wow. I mean, they were pretty hyped.
Yeah, they're pretty excited. I heard a lot of nice at the end, and that's what I would have been saying too. Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. Honestly, it was a pretty nice moment. Comfey with the secure right there. Huge moment for Kabi-chans. They're running into Rework Respawn right here. We're going to see if they're able to take any games off of them. Kabi-chan seems to figure out their opponents, and even when they're, drafted against, they have a strategy that works out well for them. I love, I ask them on stage, what did you think about this Dragonite ban? They said, yeah, we just ended up picking something else. They're pretty chill about it. Yeah, we just picked a different Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, if it's there, sure.
Yeah.
If it's not, whatever. There's other Pokemon in the game. Let's go there. Mimikyu banned, Leafeon banned, so my sound feels a little targeted here.
Yeah, a little bit. And there we have the Dragonite ban. I think this was the smartest thing I've seen from Nemesis throughout this tournament, who's had an amazing run so far. Banning away that Dragonite, I think, is extremely important. We have Zorix, 2 speedsters on the side of Kabi-chans. They must know that Rework Respawn loves to get aggressive, as you mentioned before, with these Pokemon. We're going to have to see what they want to bring out here. Their first pick over to the side of Rework, and they are grabbing that Blastoise. We've seen so much Blastoise from Kabi-chans on Kata. I wonder what other Pokemon they want to play.
I mean, they have other in their arsenal, and Blaziken is actually one of those. You and I haven't actually watched Kata's Blaziken yet, but we have seen plenty of that Blastoise, and Rework Respawn maybe using some lessons learned from the weekend on all the games they've watched and saying, okay, Kata is also Dragonite's a problem, Kata is also a problem. Let's take that Blastoise.
I'll tell you, that Mew from Kabi-chans is absolutely brutal. That Pokemon is just incredible. We have the Buzzwole pickup on the side of Rework Respawn. Again, Kabi-chans feels like the Buzzwole Crypto. They don't even worry about it at all. They are the one team that is not only not phased, I think they're probably stoked to see it. They're just like, man, I can't believe people keep picking this thing.
I almost feel like it's a rake that Kabi-chans has left out for these NA, EU, and LATAM teams, and they just keep walking in it over and over and over again. They're like, Buzzwole's great, right? Just getting a rip shot to the face here. The rest of the way, though, is Espeon. It's been just a solid pick in general all weekend long. No surprises there.
Yeah, we're going to see the final pick here from Rework Respawn. See if it looks like they are going to be grabbing their supporter. There's the Eldegoss, and now our final pick for Kabi-chans. We saw a few different looks when they did not have the Dragonite. That Glaceon was so mean in Game 2 versus Nemesis.
Yeah, I mean, not only Kabi-chan's Glaceon, Nemesis's Glaceon, and pretty much any time Glaceon's been on the map, it's had a huge impact without a doubt. Tomato back on Trevenant, and it looks like Kata is going Venusaur, so maybe going that Giga Drain Petal Dance, which is actually something we saw day 1, I believe, Spraggles, when they were up against 4-Free.
Yeah, we saw that a really interesting strategy where they just weren't able to take this Pokemon down. You get the Giga Drain so that you can recover a lot of HP. You have the damage reduction during that, a focus band to just keep this Pokemon healthy. We're going to have to see if what Rework Respawn brings out here, the aggression of the Dodrio, the combos of the Buzzwole, if that is exactly what they need to beat Kabi-chans, or if Kabi-chans kind of has this meta figured out.
Well, they certainly have this tournament figured out so far. They've been cruising right on through, finding themselves in the losers finals. But Reggie, actually a player to watch, selected by Chef. Zork is undefeated at EUIC. Scissor, Scyther in this case, 100% also at EUIC.
I'll say that, yeah, that's both 100% when you look at it like that.
Good win rate.
That's pretty high.
It might be the highest.
I'll check with production.
Stats
hey guys,
team,
talking
stats
just
team?
to production right here. 100%. Highest number, or do numbers get bigger? Get back to me here. All right, we're heading into our game. Game number 1 between Rework Respawn and Kabi-chans. Rework Respawn, your purple team. Kabi-chans, your orange team. These are the losers finals.
We're getting after it. Minato and Rev going into this bottom path for Rework Respawn. And unsurprisingly, Buzzwole in the top with that Gossifleur in their pocket. Let's see what a Buzzwole can do in the face of Kabi-chans here in the losers finals.
Yeah, here we go. Just a lot of aggression here in this bottom path, seeing how much they can secure. Looks like that does go over to the side of Rework Respawn. Tomato peeling back right here. Sherlock looking for something, and you can see the Blissey just causing a ton of trouble for him right here, making sure that these wild Pokemon walk and they have to deal with them right now.
They have almost a plan for everything, right? Chansey going straight towards that central area, giving tons of time for the Glaceon to get online. Of course, a lot of faith that they have in Kata up top, leaving that Bulbasaur all by themselves against a Gossifleur and a Buzzwole as well.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what they want to do with this Buzzwole. I mean, the biggest thing for me is, can any team use Buzzwole well against Kabi-chans? Or is it just a fool's errand? You just keep picking Buzzwole and you keep losing against this squad with it. It was interesting when I saw the Japanese qualifiers and I saw the statistics, and I noticed that the Buzzwoles that were picked there were losing. They had very few picks on them. They had a 30% win rate on Buzzwole. I was really confused. After watching Kabi-chans for the past 2 days, not that confused. Feels like they just have this thing figured out. It's a strategy they're not even really too worried about. They're like, yeah, I guess it picks things up. Get them out of here.
Well, I mean, the last time Buzzwole has looked good against Kabi-chans was for free game 1 when they got that first pick, Buzzwole, and it looked phenomenal. If you recall, that was a big win by 4-free, and that was kind of the beginning of the beginning of the end for the Buzzwole train here at EUIC when it comes to playing against Kabi-chans, and it hasn't really looked good since.
No, it really hasn't. It has not been able to do too much in these games. Dodrio is going to be an interesting pick right here. I actually really like it into Pokemon like Glaceon, Venusaur. I think it's extremely powerful. Mew, even it does pretty well against because it forces out Unite moves or it forces out dashes from this Pokemon. So we're going to have to see if Dodrio is going to be a big factor in this match as well. We talked a lot about the aggression, coming out from Rework Respawn. And then we've talked a lot about sort of the level of calm. I mean, you wouldn't know this from the class comms, but the level of calm, focus, and just attention to the objectives and what's important on the map from Kabi-chans. It's really a clash of two styles. We're going to take a look right now at this video, and you can see Doobsnacks and I popping into frame. You know what? We can give you a little behind the scenes right here on this. Oh, wait. This is the Japanese cast that is also watching this. Oh, they like the hop.
Who doesn't like the hop? Are they going to do the hop?
Let's see. Rowlet first.
Rowlet first.
Let's go. Let's go.
And you know what? What happened right there is how ours ended. When we dropped back down and still ended up in frame, a lot of people would say, hey, Snacks, Sprinkles, did you calculate that? We did.
That was incredible. I love to see that. That's a little bit of what's happening out on the stage here, They see a meta somewhere else, they absolutely crush it. We pop up into frame, they're like, we can pop up into frame even better than you, and they do.
Every single one more expertly executed than what we even could have managed to pull off.
And we also foolishly didn't tell the cameraman we were going to pop down in that shot. So
neither of us told each other that, but we did do it.
Well, in the moment,
poorly.
It felt like, of course, we're going to pop down.
It's a no-doubter.
I didn't know you were popping down.
We call that a no-doubter in the biz.
In the biz, we do call those no-doubters. Everyone hates that we call those no-doubters. I can tell you that for sure.
But we're going to keep laying it in. You can't stop us. Just like the volume of milk we drink. Call back to yesterday.
Huge callback to yesterday. And we're taking a look at the stage right here. This camera's having a lot of fun. It looks like
we call that the chaos cam.
It's the chaos cam. It gets a little shaky. We get to see the audience from it a little bit. You can see our players just waiting to load into this game right here. Obviously, if you have a player disconnect or if there's a problem with their device, you want to make sure you pause the match right away so that we have the best match possible for these players. We're taking a look at our two captains right here, Sherlock and Noda. Captain of Rework Respawn. Sherlock is the defender. Main Pokemon is that Blastoise. Their Blastoise, 100%.
100% win rate is a good win rate. Do we confirm from production that it is the highest win rate you can have?
They said they couldn't figure it out.
Couldn't figure it out. Stats team, get on it. Please give us that support that we so desperately need. Speaking of supporters, Noda plays supporter, 80% win rate Eldegoss. Fun fact, last time they showed us this metric for Noda, it was at 75%. Picked up another Fat Dubsky with the Eldegod while they're at it.
That's a good way to do it. Notice what they're putting on broadcast. Just say, all right, I'll start doing more of those.
You got to pump those numbers up.
Get that number a little bit higher, especially if you're one of those, we show them 50%, and they say, hey, let me pick it next game. Let's bump this thing up to 60.
We need to get the stats team to pay attention to me a little bit more. And also, why would they throw the 50% metric up there? I'm surely better on one of the other Pokemon than that.
Yeah.
I mean, not me, not Snacks. All Snacks is dog water on most of the Pokemon in the game. But, these are pro players here.
These are some of the best of the best. We might be looking at two of the best teams in the world. I mean, this mini worlds that we have here at the Aeos Cup, you are seeing a little preview of what it's going to be like in Honolulu. You're seeing a little preview of how good these teams are, and you're just seeing how much competition there is in every different region as we are back inside game number one. Blissey steals that away. You have to wonder without the pause, was that going to happen? Was it fate? You never know.
Well, what we do know is they evolved and left with that buff, and that's a win. That's a win for Kabi-chans. Sending that Chansey on a mission, coming out and on top, and of course, the Bulbasaur able to stick it to them in the top path while they're out here. It's still level 4, but it doesn't matter. No knockouts coming.
Yeah, we're going to see what kind of Dodrio we have. The way it was moving in that fight, by the way, correct number of hats, let's go! The way it was moving in that fight, I really feel like that was a drill peck maneuver. It was trying to pull a Pokemon or a lot of that, a lot of the wild Pokemon towards their side. Yes, it is. Drill peck moving on in here, seeing if it can get some damage. The Electro Ball finds the KO. Mew, by the way, really mean oftentimes into this Dodrio. And look at this, 4 members of Kabi-chan just diving on this top goal zone.
Yeah, you mentioned how good Dodrio can be into Mew forcing out certain things, but when your team is on the offensive, Mew, sign sealed, delivers that Electro Ball right into the back of the 3 heads of a Dodrio, turning it to a crisp, and we just saw it in action right there.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Mew is it doesn't like getting dived on, but of course, at the same time, it is able to get out there. It is using the drill peck to try to get something right there. But yeah, Mew's got the boosted, follows Dodrio. Mew's got that Electro Ball, follows Dodrio. Tough thing for the bird to deal with.
It already had the coaching loaded up, switches over to the Glaceon, so the chase couldn't even happen either. I'm telling you, Rom's Mew has been a work of art this weekend.
Yeah, it's just incredible. And it's interesting seeing a lot of these top teams on the Icy Wind Glaceon, right? We saw it from Nemesis. We're now seeing it from Kabi-chan's. A lot of teams also running Icicle Spear when you see that Glaceon, but this is sort of the higher skill build, higher burst, better secure, and you know Kabi-chan's loves their secure.
Without a doubt, especially if they're going to be going Giga Drain Petal Dance into this Venusaur. You want a way to be able to secure those objectives. There's no way they're entering a map without one. As they're pressing forward here, nice Egg Bomb catches 3. No real follow-up because Kabi-chan's is composed.
Yeah, Kabi-chan's is calm, cool, collected. Nice big superpower. We get it the drill peck right here, but there's nothing that can happen to that Trevenant. They're going to continue pushing on this goal zone, and all these fights have just been so good from Kabi-chan's. We talked about Rework being aggressive, but Kabi-chan's is just pedal to the floor right now, and they are not stopping.
I mean, it's such surgical kind of approach to how they're doing these engagements. They're not just throwing haymakers, they're hitting pressure points and making your knees buckle out from under you as they're still putting the pressure on here all over this Buzzwole. Again, finally picking up a slam. Can't quite get the KO, has to eject over the wall, and meanwhile, we got a Regieleki flying in their face.
Yeah, easy Regieleki here for Kabi-chan's. The question is, do they want to push with it? Do they want to do something in this bottom goal zone? It looks like they're going to decide to push right here. They have a Unite move on Mew. They're getting pretty aggressive. 4 members of Rework up here to try to fight this back.
Yeah, all 5 players are showing up. Rework Respawn shows that it's going to be 5, and they're showing up with all their players as well. Espeon is looking to go in. We got a wall, we got Electro Ball, we got a KO, we got some action. Out. Nice, Espeon Unite catches a bunch of players. This is an opportunity for Rework Respawn to find some targets. Mew uses their Unite. Can they convert onto anyone? No, still 1 player down on Rework Respawn. They find 2 the other way, though, as the Espeon takes out Blissey.
All right, great goal zone defense. That got very scary for Rework Respawn there for a moment. Kabi-chan's not able to take advantage of that level lead right there, and actually giving a little bit up to the side of Rework Respawn. But, you know, when you've got the advantage inside of a game of Pokemon Unite, you need to make sure you use it to extend your lead, and that's what Kabi-chan's is trying to do with a play like that. This Venusaur also already being a problem with this Petal Dance Giga Drain build.
Yeah, and they've been leaning into it hard to build that front line and really create the engagements that they want when they decide to take them. And oftentimes you'll see kind of a pseudo engagement, just peel back, you know, play it a little slow. And then other times, like you said, pedal to the metal. Let's show Latan what aggression really is.
And you can see right here, another easy objective there for Kabi-chan's. They're able to take these with no members of Rework Respawn or even close to do something about it. Unite move coming in from the Buzzwole. You're gonna see if they can do anything right there. Pushed by the Horn Leech and shut down.
That was such a sick Horn Leech by Tomato. As soon as the Buzzwole lands from their Unite move, which the Blissey stepped in front of and caught most of, quick little Horn Leech and push them off, get a quick KO. That top goal zone being at 1 sets Rework Respawn up for a nice overcap later, but it's 182-114.
Yeah, obviously the way Dodrio scores right there, that is not going to be ideal, breaking that top goal zone, right? I mean, just such a small score, but they don't care at this point. They just need some positional advantage on the map. Dodrio in the central area right now of Kabi-chan's. As Kabi-chan's is setting up another objective right here, just getting ready to see if they can take it. We're getting a buff here for the Dodrio, but it looks like they're losing a Regieleki.
They lost the Regieleki, and now they're going to see if they want to push it in. And it looks like a nice little surf back. Gets Tomato pulled the other way, but it doesn't matter. The support is there. They're getting knockouts. Now Eldegoss sitting on pad. Here comes Rev. Let's see if they can do something with it. Vertinanger pops up, and now they have the SP on Unite, and Unite comes out as well. Horn Leech to get everybody off the pad. The engagement continues. 2 players have Rework respawn, and we're going Forest Curse on top of the pad. Hydro Type follow-up, and a nice push back the other way. Bliss sits on top of Kata. Kata is looking to push, and we're looking to go for it, but finally the tide has been stemmed, if you will, in terms of Rework respawn trying to defend this thing, and that cold zone is gone. 301 to 178.
Yeah, incredible stuff there. I mean, goal zone already gone there in this top path. Obviously, Kabi-chan's is getting super aggressive right here. Apparently, their new objective focus is just win this game and absolutely dominate Rework respawn in their central area. They've been there the entire time.
Yeah, I actually missed when the Regieleki was taken, but we might have a game-winning scenario, and that means when the Regieleki shows up before 2 minutes, if you can send it, because they cleared the first and second goal zones, it goes all the way towards main base, which opens up a different avenue for winning for the team besides just Red.
My goodness, this Glaceon, by the way, level 14 right now. I mean, this is going to be absolutely brutal. We'll see if there's anything Rework Respawn can do about this. They would love to get this Regirock down here, obviously, and have those defenses for this fight. Really nice for their bulkier characters, and also really nice for that Venusaur. Just give it some more defenses so it's able to survive even longer with that Petal Dance build.
Yeah, if it could tick up to level 13, what a prize that would be in these final few moments for Kabi-chan. Still up on the scoreboard, and you can already see Kata working through Wild Farm so they can hit that point.
And here we go, the Woodhammer, they're looking to get Reggie right here. What a beautiful combination. And they take the bottom objective. They are in total control here in game number 1. I mean, Rework Respawn's gonna need a big time catch.
Whether it's Kata's Hydro Pump, whether it's Tomato's Horn Leech, at the end of that push, there is always a massive beam coming your way. Hyper or Solar, doesn't matter, you're taking a ton of damage.
Yeah, and here we go. They are not able to get that Regieleki. Really nice job to let that leash so that there's no way they were able to secure that and set up another win condition. Basically, the Zapdos coming back onto the map with that Regieleki walking in towards that center goal zone. Again, Rework Respawn is behind just about on every metric right here, and they're going to need to make a decision. You can see Tomato looking for enemy Pokemon right here, getting surfed out and pushed back a little bit. Mew zoning them out as well with that Electro Ball. Everyone just kind of dancing. You sort of know where everyone is, but everyone's a little worried about how they are going to take this fight. However, Kabi-chan's, they're pretty cool. They don't need this at all.
They don't. Even with the back cap action from the Dodrio, not a concern. But Tomato taking a ton of damage. Half HP actually gets punched up by Sherlock. Now we have Kata getting the Petal Dance going to see if they can catch anybody with it.
Here we go, Tomato walking down, just getting more vision for the squad. They're tapping Rayquaza, but I think Rework Respawn knows they're not really going for it. Looking for another catch right there onto the Trevenant, just like really the last Pokemon that you want to hit with your combo. If there was any way, you'd want one of these squishier Pokemon possibly, but they are not able to get close to them. Incredible zoning, beautiful solar beams right here. They're tapping Rayquaza once again as Dodrio is continuing to score right here. Nice big Horn Leech, Woodhammer, there's the Eldegoss Unite.
Forcing that out is perfect. Petal Dance, Giga Drain, Hydro Typhoon right to the middle. We Giga Drain on top of the Blastoise, catches the corner of the ball. Solar Beam does in fact miss. They're trying to find Dodrio. Bliss assistance to make sure the Glaceon doesn't go down. They're charging their Icy Wind. Can they actually find a target? Oh, the cold front's coming through. There's 2 players down, make it 3 for Rework Respawn. Kabi-chan's looking to pivot, and they're pivoting on top of this Rayquaza. The Buzzwole's not going to be able to make it in. The Dodrio's going to be late, and it's going to be taken by who else? Kabi-chan's in a calculated fashion, and they're going to score to do a little math and get that number 301 way up.
Here we go. The Hundo Burgers are reigning in for Kabi-chan's as they are winning game number 1 right here. And I'll have to say, I don't think there was a moment they were losing game number 1. Beautiful plays from this team from start to finish. You know, I know they say that Buzzwole throws enemy Pokemon around, but I think it might throw your games if you're playing Kabi-chan's.
It's so difficult to deal with this team. I mean, they're not giving you any avenue to enter. Tomato was playing so far forward. How many times did they get them below 1/3 HP? And if they, not only did they not back up, they kept zoning, but also they were getting healed by the Blissey over and over and over again. And they didn't even bother themselves with Reggie back capping. They had their eyes and understood exactly what was going on. They picked off 3 in a heartbeat, and then it was just Reggie and Sherlock left, and that tandem could not get it done in the face of 5.
Yeah, incredible stuff there from Kabi-chan's. A team that got knocked down to our losers bracket. It's kind of shocking to think that someone was actually able to do something about this squad, because when you see them in these games, it feels like they have everyone's number. We're going to take a look at some of these big moments right here. There's that Electro Ball onto the Dodrio as they continue pushing this fight. Another KO for the Mew. That's a double KO as they are now pushing this top goal zone.
Yeah, I mean, they were stressing the map in very unique ways. You know, there was a 5-person rotation to make that push happen. In the early parts of the game, they were showing up with 4 players way earlier than Rework Respawn anticipated, able to get tons of value there. And now Rework Respawn actually has a pretty good defense of this goal zone Spraggles off the back of that Psychic Solaire, that Espeon Unite. But it still didn't happen to be enough because Kabi-chan's roared right back later onto that T2.
Yeah, here they go fighting here at this tier 1 goal zone. Buzz will come in and try to make something happen, but multiple members of Kabi-chan's just dispatch them immediately. You called out the great play with the Horn Leech right there. Dodrio actually felt like it was doing some pretty good work inside this game, but it never showed up to the final fight.
No, I mean, maybe they're thinking there's a little bit more Aeos energy on the side of Kabi-chan's map that they could kind of cheeky score and bring this thing to closer parity, but that was not the case. And now we have a Hydro Typhoon, a nice little push, but this is a great fight out of Kabi-chan's to try and get this Regieleki to hit and close out that goal zone.
And here we go. I mean, look at that combination right there.
That was sick.
Beautifully set. It's just like so perfect, so pretty. Here was the fight. Obviously, they zone this Dodrio out. The Mew goes to chase it right there. All of them are around. It's the Glaceon, the cold front coming through, picking up all of these KOs. Buzzwole is zoned out from this, and it's an easy secure for Kabi-chan's. Basically, every objective they took this game, including Rayquaza, they were all alone. They set themselves up perfectly, and then they're like, all right, go.
Well, they managed to do enough damage to Sherlock there to actually, you saw Sherlock peel to the bottom path, and they're actually trying to reset most likely. Go back to base, get some HP. But Vitopo on this Glaceon, not willing to relent, and it actually got a great KO streak in the final throws of that one to seal the game.
I mean, look at this, 190 scored, sure. 14 knockouts. That was more than every member of the other team combined. To be fair, they only had 2 total. But 14 knockouts here from this Glaceon. I feel like every Glaceon we've seen has been so impactful, and you've actually talked about this. We don't see it enough. It is still so good.
I'm so dumb. You said, you've said this before, and you said it, and then I said, oh yeah, I agree. Like, I hope I agree with the thing I said.
You've said this before. Well, it sounds like that's right.
Well, it sounds pretty good.
Honestly, good idea. Wish I'd thought of it.
I'm such a loser, man.
No, you're a king. Here we are in game number 2. Rework, Respawn, your purple team. Kabi-chan's, your orange team. First ban is going to be the Leafeon here, and it looks like we must have a bit of an issue there because oftentimes one of the teams would ban. The first pick team would ban. Yeah, I really think they would.
In a high-level competitive setting like this, you typically do have the teams use all their bans. Only rarely. I'll say almost never. Even in a more relaxed situation, do people elect to not use their bans.
Yeah, it's strategically insanely valuable. So it would be really wild for them to not use their bans.
I'm going to go on a limb and say it would be Banana Lands.
It might be Banana Lands. We're going to have to wait for the stats department to figure it out. They're still crunching the numbers to see if 100% is the highest, which I honestly don't think it is at this point, or they would have come back right away and said something.
You know, my mind said it is the highest win percentage, but the fact that we are still, like you said, crunching the numbers, everybody has their calculators out. A lot of TI-83s got pulled out instantly when we asked that question. We can see them from where we're at, and they are all just sweating over the notes right now.
Yeah, I mean, we got guys and gals back there running back and forth with reams of paper in their hands. Someone's glasses are kind of falling off. Someone like undid their tie pretty aggressively as they're trying to crunch this. And I understand it because I can't figure it out here in the booth.
NASA mission control is what we're seeing right now to calculate this number.
And
just a lot of sweat. Too much sweat, to
honestly,
be honest.
And it's not that hot in here, but they are dripping sweat back there.
That's just what we demand out of our stats and production team. So if you ever are interested in joining it, heads up.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be willing to work in this kind of grueling environment. They're They're passing out again. They're working too hard. I don't know if we're ever going to get it. It's going to be tough.
Somebody just dropped to their knees screaming. These are great mics. They only catch our voices, but trust me, they are screaming in the venue right now.
I would consider the scream blood curdling. It curdled my blood. It was a scary sound, but I understand it's because they're under so much pressure.
Full circle, you know what else is curdling? The milk that we've been drinking all day long that we keep under this desk.
Hey-o! Do you like the milk bit? Let us know in the Twitch chat if this has been one of the worst bits we've ever done.
It's pretty awful. It is terrible. And I'm the one that keeps bringing it up. So shout out to me.
No, I think it's a solid bit. It's all it's all we've got.
At this point, yeah.
We've got milk, birds, gasoline. Look, we don't have enough. Okay, and that's on us. We should have brought more bits. We got sleight of hand magic that doesn't work. We got popping into frame, not telling the cameraman about it. You know what? We got a few solid ones, okay?
We did get, with all the L's we've been racking up, it was nice that we did get a couple W's.
Yeah, a couple big W's here as our players are still waiting to load back into this game. Again, if a device disconnects or there are any issues, we have to make sure that everyone gets the Pokemon they want to play, is able to play that inside the match, especially when these games are so incredibly important. Here we are in the losers finals. The winner of this has an opportunity to head up to Grands, they have an opportunity to dispatch Fusion, and they have an opportunity to secure their spot for the World Championships. We talk a lot about that, and we talked a little bit about the prize pool, but it is also a $100,000 prize pool that they are playing for.
That I would like to have.
Yes, that is money I would like to have. I feel like every time I walk off broadcast, I just look at somebody here in production, I go, $100,000, not too bad.
The money is literally in a wheelbarrow behind stage.
Yes.
Don't
tell them where it is.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Come on.
That is a security risk.
Jeez.
Which is also just my nickname backstage, the walking security risk, because I am just unplugging stuff.
Yeah.
In my defense, we both do that.
I think when you are at a production as big as this, you'll notice a lot of extra cords. I like to tidy that up.
Just great cable management out of this Max Spriggles combo here. He's actually the cable cowboy when he's backstage.
When I'm here and I'm not on mic, cable cowboy. When I'm on mic, content
cowboy.
Yeah,
it's great. And security risk off camera.
On camera, the milk can.
Discount being Spraggles on camera.
And here we are. Teams are loading back in right now, getting ready for this game. I think you expect me not to transition away from it, but I'm gonna.
Somebody has to.
Somebody has to carry us away.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Let me ask you a question.
I want to hear.
Rework Respawn had difficulty kind of breaking through what Kabi-chan has really established multiple times throughout this tournament so far. How does Rework Respawn pivot here in this game to give themselves a little bit better chance?
I wonder if Rework Respawn needs to, well, first off, drop the Buzzwole. I just feel like for what you may have the best Buzzwole in the world, we have a lot of teams that have insane Buzzwoles, but at this point, this team just has that figured out. They've solved that puzzle. There's no need to bring it around anymore. Drop that and possibly go for something that has a little more dive. You could pick up something like Blastoise instead, so something not necessarily with dive, but you could take that away possibly from Kabi-chan's, use that in the top path instead of Buzzwole. You also could sort of start to play a similar game to them where you are looking to take objectives and get aggressive around those wild Pokemon, get aggressive around some of those, Regis and Rayquaza. At the same time, though, it felt like last match, Kabi-chan said, yeah, not only do we take objectives, but we take bodies. We pick up KOs the entire time. I don't know. This is a hard team to beat, Dubsnax. You can see why they've gotten so far in this tournament.
Yeah, I actually like the Nemesis approach. I believe it was game one where it was Dragonite, then Eldegoss banned. I thought that was pretty solid, and then you try to build your draft from there. And I do think taking Blastoise out of Kata's hands is also kind of crucial. So I think that's where I would go with the first couple moves here. But they disagree. Dragonite, Mimikyu off the table, Leafeon, Zoroark as well, and Sherlock is going to load up perhaps a first pick. And they are, Rev actually jumping on the Mew, and that's a great way to isolate Rom.
Well, I mean, look, this Mew is just so unbelievably powerful. Right. Even if your Mew isn't as good, and I'm sure every player thinks they have the best one, but even if your Mew isn't as good, the opportunity to take that away from this unbelievable Mew player, yeah, that could be the way to go. We see Mewtwo X being hovered. I'm sure they'd like it right now. They said that game was tough.
Yeah, that was. Let
me get the EX Pokemon out here.
While they're locking in their selections here, Kata and Blissey unsurprisingly locked in. We've seen that multiple times out of Kabi-chan's. We still have Roms and Teleon in the mix. So, like, that is still a Pokemon that we literally watched them get a Penta with earlier today, and that almost seems like a no-doubter as that Inteleon was fired up real quick.
I had to cock my head to the side there for just a second because I saw this Garchomp pop up that I did not expect. So we've got a Garchomp from Sherlock. I feel like I've seen this player on this before. Or possibly seen this from this team, but I got to be honest, I'm surprised to see it. Is this a comfort pick? Do they think this is a counter pick? We're going to find out here very soon. We've got the Inteleon locked in, which has been very, very good. And you know what?
I like
Chandelure could be interesting. We'll see if they want to bring out possibly a different range special attacker, but there is a lot of value there.
Yeah, just a quick little hover here. I actually didn't mind the potential Snorlax just in general as we move through this tournament. I mean, Heavy Slam Yawn is a great way to isolate some players, but how are you going to get to them? That's the question. Minato going with this Clefable to round out as their supporter here, and that's a Glaceon, and Vitopo's Glaceon looked pretty darn good.
Yeah, it's just so scary. It's going to play at, similar range to the Chandelure, similar range to the Mew, and it's also kind of got an easier time to hit most of its moves. All these Pokemon have some good options to poke at their opponents, but Icy Wind Glaceon specifically, it's just if they're in this massive targeting range, you can fire it off at them. And it will hit. I mean, it's very similar to Icicle Spear in that regard. Like, if you're able to lock on, you can hit them. But the range on Icy Wind is absurd. So it's going to play at extreme range. So is Candle. So is the Mew. We're going to have to see what they want to do here. And I mean, this is just like a story of range here on the other side. We also have the Inteleon.
Yeah, I mean, what gaps everything else's range is, of course, Inteleon Snipe Shot. So, these Pokemon are never truly out of danger when they are far away because it's one Fell Stinger and a Snipe Shot, and that is a lot of map covered instantly.
I got to say, I do like Garchomp into things like Inteleon. Inteleon has a lot of mobility, right? Especially with that eject button, Fell Stinger. We just talked about this. But Garchomp, if it can get its Dragon Claw combo, the Dragon Rush, Dragon Claw combo, eject button, boom, grab Inteleon, you could set up a huge moment for a team. You instantly grab that Inteleon, you Unite move. Inteleon has to find something to back to, but they can't Fell Stinger far enough away, and you're able to pick up a quick instant KO. We'll see if Garchomp is the answer here in game number 2. Rework, Respawn, your purple team. Kabi-chan's your orange team, as Kabi-chan's is looking to head to the grand finals. Rework, Respawn needs this game to stay in this tournament.
Well, Sherlock is picking up this Garchomp, and Garchomp, despite needing a Stage 2 evolution, is pretty good early in the game, much like Blastoise. They scrap pretty well. You can actually see all the damage he was able to put onto that Squirtle. This early was the Gibble, and now they're just securing. Nice. Cat is just slowing these players down by themselves as the Blissey's literally stacking behind him.
Blastoise is just so incredible right here. Look at that. Unbelievable. And yeah, Blissey's just got, free range on all of this experience right here, the ability to stack. We have Clefable moving down here, possibly looking to get a secure. Obviously, they have a chance, and they do. Beautiful disarming poison to a basic.
Well, if it's... getting it done. I mean, we've seen these support players go across the map on each other and been incredibly successful on these invasions. Chansey game 1, of course, Clefable, now Clefairy, now Clefable game 2. And you know what? Give the support the props. They're doing what they can out here.
Here we go. We've got the Flamethrower on that Chandelure, which is going to be interesting. I mean, I don't really think there's a bad look on Chandelure. I think all the moves are really, really solid. Flamethrower obviously gives you a little better burst, a little better secure. So we're going to have to see what they're able to do with that here in this second game.
Well, we're taking a look here, and at least Rework Respawn on the left-hand side is paying attention, right? Because the first place that Kabi-chan's has gone after having a top lane presence has been into the central area, and they actually pivot back with 2 players to make sure that they can secure all their stuff.
Here they are up in this top path as we have a couple members here of Rework Respawn, possibly just the one waiting here for this objective in the center. We have Inteleon, still not Inteleon yet. Looking forward, just getting hit by this Surf, and no one's really ready for this fight at all.
Yeah, we're decent spacing there out of Minato, I believe, on the Slowbro. As honestly, Kabi-chan's is playing to their side of the map, but Slowbro is able to get a knockout here on the Clefable.
Speaking of slow, bro, I feel like the start of this match is a little slow, bro. I mean, they are moving in the central area a little bit with the supports, but everyone's playing this very cautiously. Here we have Minotaur in a little bit of trouble right here. The flamethrower pushes right the other way. Nice big flamethrower right there, and it scares them off of that fight.
And just hanging out here is the tree Tomato with just a wood hammer secure and literally just hiding out in the bushes, making sure that they get an opportunity where they can. I was kind of saying this off camera here when you and I were watching Kabi-chan's earlier. They just set traps all over the map. So whenever you think you're safe and you can do a little bit of light work, there's always one there to cause some havoc.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they are very much aware of what their objective is. They need to get a lot of this experience so that they can get powerful right here, and then they need to get their objectives getting very, very low. Regieleki almost going down here. Dragon Claw combo, nice secure there from the Chandelure.
I must say, I do like follow me on Clefable here. Obviously not going gravity, but going follow me, and that's enough. It should be enough to cause some static on any Pokemon that's playing front. You can close the gap fairly quickly on a Glaceon and have them focus fire on you so you get a chance to actually knock it out.
It looks like we just kind of traded objectives right here, right? So they took the Regirock in the bottom path. We got the Regieleki there in the top path. Score-wise, that worked out great for Rework Respawn. And you've seen more and more teams prioritizing this top path objective so they can get that early score lead, take away opportunities for their opponents to move around the map easily and have vision. It seems to be a very powerful strategy right here, especially, you know, I think against a team like Kabi-chan's, where it doesn't seem like they always want to be team fighting. It could be really powerful to just try to run up that score lead.
Yeah, and I think that's because Kabi-chan specifically, United Holics, have forced these other regions to start playing to the top path because they do so heavily that it can't really go ignored, because if you ignore them, it's playing right into their hands.
Yeah. Here we go. Nice big catch right there into the flamethrower. Obviously, you get those crazy fast resets. You're able to get catches like that. They keep hitting them right there. If you're able to hit right at the end of that flamethrower, the cooldown is just incredibly low on this move, so you can continue to zone your enemies out. Nice big surf, grabs the intelligence, so close right there.
Very, very close. And again, because of this Chandelure, of course, it has decent range, but what I'm looking at is, can it hit a key imprison at a key moment? Because that's a great way to shut down and absolutely sputter the engine of Kabi-chan.
Here we go. We got the objective in the top path now. 20 seconds. Garchomp is up there waiting for it. We possibly have Blastoise moving towards it, as we have members of Kabi-chan's moving around the map. 3 that could possibly start moving top, and even a 4th here if this Inteleon decides to walk. And it looks like they do. They want to take this objective. They don't want this to push towards their tier 2, and they could want to put some points on the board because Kabi-chan's is behind. Last game it felt like they were in control the whole time. This game it feels like they're a little aimless.
Well, Minotaur able to come up and draw all the attention away from this Regieleki so the rest of Kabi-chan's can take it, forcing out actually the Chandelure Unite as well, but Minotaur still stands. Now, excuse me, Tomato. I keep saying Minotaur. Tomato still stands. Nice Garchomp Unite right on top of the team. They're going for the engagement. Bliss Assistance just in time to pick up the Glaceon. Glaceon's looking for an next target. Nice Dragon Rush, Dragon Claw combo. They're getting tons of damage in, but it's not enough. They get knocked out. Eject button Hydro Typhoon catches, and now they get 2 in a row. And Kata still stands themselves. They eat a soft-boiled egg. Nom, 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 nom. Time for some breakfast. Regieleki hits in the meantime, and now they're dunking in a ton of points.
Beautiful stuff there from Kabi-chan. Some bad math, but I guess they did not care in that moment. They wanted to break that goal zone, but what a fight. They just absolutely dominated that. You saw the play from Garchomp. It went for the Dragon Claw combo. It got it right into its Unite move. Boom. Bliss Assistance to save this Glaceon. Now this Glaceon, biggest thing on the map, level 12 right now. They're looking for more KOs. Glaceon picks that one up as well.
I mean, poor Minotaur working on the birds, didn't know that Tomato was sitting in that bottom left bush. They get horn-leeched right into 3 players at Kabi-chan's. That's a quick KO, and you'll take that any day of the week. Regirock's getting low. Regirock's secure by who else but Kabi-chan's. These objectives must have Kabi-chan's stamped on them because they are the owners.
Yeah, incredible stuff here. I just feel like Kabi-chan's feels a little unbeatable in some of these moments. We're going to have to see if Rework Respawn can really do something about it. They do get a KO right there on Trevenant. Lowest level opponent, but still a KO is a KO. They need some of those as they head up to the top path here. Regieleki now spawning in 30 seconds. This is a good Regieleki because if you're able to get it, it walks to your opponent's tier 2 pretty late, which is annoying to deal with right around Rayquaza.
Yeah, one thing that isn't the advantage of Kabi-chan's is the level, but the score lead is in the hands of Rework Respawn. So they can play this in a way where, you know, they don't necessarily have to take this Regieleki, but showing up to it's probably a good idea, or looks like they might go downstairs to push this score lead in a different way.
Yeah, they could be moving towards this tier 2 right now. It looks like Blissey has noticed that and is possibly sitting on that jump path. However, they're going to be able to take this Regieleki in the top path. They did go to the bottom path to score. They were able to get 14 points in as multiple members now of Kabi-chans are rushing towards it. One nice thing here for Rework Respawn, still way ahead on score after that play, 266 to 83, and Garchomp just absolutely rips this Regieleki to shreds. Rework Respawn in control of this match score-wise, so it's going to be Kabi-chans who need to make a play at Rayquaza, and normally they don't. Normally they're ready to go.
Oh, Kata actually gets hit with the Imprison, forces them out of the bush, so now Rayquaza hits the map, and all of Kabi-chans is kind of reeling.
Yeah, they're just waiting for their moment right here. They need to pick time to go in because they are quite a bit behind. I don't think they're going to be able to get it through any of these back caps unless they can KO multiple members of Rework Respawn. We have the Garchomp with some aggressive positioning up in that top L bush ahead of the Rayquaza. And no, they're not even positioning in the L bush. They're actually running to that tier 2 to score. We're going to see what Kabi-chans wants to do with this information as they are now coming back, running towards this fight.
We're going for a little bit of backdoor action from this Garchomp. Maybe they can get over the wall with the Dragon Rush and pick a key target here. But I know that Kabi-chans knows they don't have vision on the Garchomp yet.
Yeah, they don't know where this Garchomp is, and it's made it all the way back around. Like, look at its positioning right here. We're gonna see what they want to do is Blastoise starts moving in, and here comes Garchomp.
They forced out the Unite move from the Clefable, and now they're moving up. Garchomp is right behind him. Dragon Rush picks up 2. They're going for this engagement. Blitz Citizens right on top of Glaceon. The Glacial stage is out. Kata doesn't really hit much with the Hydro Typhoon, but it finds 2 markers there from Rework Respawn. Now Rev is on the backside shooting Solar Beams, the best of their ability, and Garchomp's rolling up top, but they need to close this gap, and Teleon Unite is out. Rayquaza is getting low, and Sherlock is looking for their opportunity to Dragon Rush, and they do. It's a little early, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's the ROM show out here, the CD-ROM cooldown Ron getting it done. Kabi-chan secures. Now they just gotta go get burger time.
They need to score right here. We have a shield on Inteleon. We have a shield on the Trevenant. Points go in for the Inteleon right here. Trevenant can now walk towards this tier 2 as points are raining in their main base. 50-43. You know, it's really hard to stop them because they're all KO'd. 266, 581. As the points keep going in, Rework Respawn knows that this is over. They are not heading to the grand finals. Kabi-chan will head to the grand finals to face off against Fusion.
Fusion, Kabi-chans. 2 regions fighting for this world's invite. 2 regions traveling across the globe to get to here in London. 2 regions remain. 1 champion to be crowned.
What an incredible match right there.